Hi-ho, Guardians, and this is W.Dwarf from the Ishtar SSA Collective, here to talk to you about the new Crucible match control and the new rules and what I thought the gameplay was like, and whether or not I thought it was successful and fun. Endless Vale was a fun map, had lots of little loop-to-loops, places to run around and avoid, little corners to hide in, duck in. Had a great time with it. The new control rules were fantastic. You start off at the ends and you already have a flag, and it's up to you to go and get the other ones. Once you capture the flag, each flag you caught counted as a point. So when your opponents were shot or destroyed, instead of getting 1 point, you would get a point per flag, which made it so much fun and made it very important to capture those flags. The action and gameplay was actually fast-paced. Unfortunately, you do get caught up sometimes in team shots, especially if you go off on your own. But it made it interesting. You no longer everybody have to stand at the flag. One person will stand on the flag, the other ones could cover him. They can go out for the next one. It depended on your strategy, but it was lots of fun and fast-paced. I loved it. It was fantastic. Enjoyed the whole thing. Weapons seem to be where we have a little bit of an issue. Now, I know it was a beta, so therefore the weapon drops were very limited. But it seemed like most people were using the same weapons over and over, just because some weapons were so freaking good compared to others. Pulse rifles, Nightshade, Nurgle. These guns, just crazy. These guns just stood out amongst all the others. The auto rifle, the Scarflock, the Deathstalker, they were also fantastic. Unfortunately, submachine guns are only good at close range, while these other guns gave you, close to mid, maybe a little further, which made it so much better to use, so much easier to use compared to the other. Hand cannons were also really good, especially the Sunshot, while the Minuets and the others were also as good as well. I think the Sunspot just for some reason felt crisp, felt easier to shoot. You were landing your shots and you were taking people out. Now, due to the size of the map, scout rifles didn't really get to shine much, but the Black Scorpion 4 SR with full auto was fantastic. And you come around the corner from the tunnel, you can shoot across the map and take the guy out. At close range it did so much damage, and just because of the auto rifle feature, it hit hard and it was great. Does not compute is also a very good scout rifle, but it's more of a PvE scout rifle. It's high impact, slow rate of fire, but again, the Black Scorpion 4 SR was fantastic no matter where you had it, whether PvE or in PvP. Those who have seen me play know full well that I love snipers and I love fusion rifles. And in Destiny 1, those were my go-to weapons. I always went to them. I really didn't like the shotgun. And sidearms I dabbled in before they became the crazy meta in Destiny 1. But now, this fusion rifle, the main ingredient, is a monster. But not OP, just if you know how to use it, you can get a lot of kills. Most people, when they see you coming at them, they just stand there and open fire on you, and that's what made the fusion rifle so easy to take you out. I could take a couple of hits and then blast you with one shot and you were gone. Unfortunately, those crickets, and you know what I'm talking about, those jumping crickets that jump around so much, will make me miss, but I still get a nice number of kills with the gun. Now, for those aggressive players, submachine guns are a big thing. If you can run up on somebody and pull out something like the Phosphorus MG4 or the Red Mamba, even the Wrist Runner, you can melt people away at close range. Unfortunately, from a distance, those guns jump too much and they have a lot of fall off, so unfortunately they didn't do damage. But if you're an aggressive player, those submachine guns were fantastic for you to use. Another must-have for aggressive players was the shotgun. The Retrofuturist was just ridiculous in the right hands. My friend Joel was very aggressive. I consider him one of my pet bulls in my team. This guy would come around the corner and just shoot 2, 3, 4 people. So if you stood together closely, you were going to die in his hand. Snipers and linear fusion rifles. The Copperhead and the Tarantula. I loved the sniper rifle. It was fantastic to use. Didn't use it as often. Once I found the fusion rifle, I just fell in love with it. But it was fantastic to see just quick kills. I mean, me myself, I got killed so many times just standing there taking out a team, and all of a sudden, blop, I was gone. It was over. The linear fusion rifle, the Tarantula 3FR. This bad boy was fantastic to use as well. Lots of fun. Aim at the head, watch the guy disappear. The rocket launcher and grenade launcher. Rocket launcher was great at PvE. You shoot once, reload, and keep going. In PvP, it was a joke. If you missed a shot, it was over. You got one shot and that was it. The grenade launcher was even worse. You shoot 4 shots into a group and everybody was standing there still alive after all the 4 shots. Maybe you got one guy. The explosions didn't do the damage. It was not worth having this weapon. The Crucible in the beta was just so good and so much fun. I'm not a super fan of Control, but I find myself enjoying it every time, especially with my team. Running around, yelling out strategies, what people were doing, things of that sort, made it fun. It was just so cool, and so many ways to turn. Granted, I did not stick with my team the whole time. I would go off, and I always got power weapon when I could. I mean, it was fantastic. I think it was an absolute success. Crucible was fantastic. Control and the new rules are great. I mean, I wish they would have had the Iron Banner map. That would have made it fantastic even more, because that's a larger map. That's where scout rifles can really show its stuff. But overall, I enjoyed it. It was fun, exciting. We played it over and over and never got bored. The one thing I did not like were the drops. The weapon's intrinsic perk was never changed. It was the same weapon every time. I got the same gun 27 times. I got the same shotgun 15 times. That's the only thing that really got on my nerves and kind of ticked me off. The armor was just the same thing. You know, you got an armor repeatedly over and over. I mean, how many times can I have boots? I wish they would have worked on that. I wish that maybe they could have done something. Maybe the intrinsic perk could have been activated so that it would be different every time. But Crucible Control was a complete success. I enjoyed it. And for now, I will have to say goodbye. So, peace and chicken grease. And don't forget the 2-piece, because I'm hungry.